Hyde Park Corner in London is where a man can speak his mind on any subject in this world. But what brought me here was an old man whose subject had nothing to do with this world.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I have come to Hyde Park today to confess to the crime of murder. Any member of my audience is perfectly at liberty to report to the police every word which I say. The facts are at my fingertips, the places, the times, the people involved.
He just talks like that?
Whether anyone's listening or not.
Everybody in London's heard the judge's story 1,001 times. Besides, he thinks there's a crowd of 300 people clustered around him, hanging on to every word. So he just goes on with his confession.
Confession?
No man escapes judgment.
Do you know he really was a judge once? Or was going to be. He had one of the finest legal minds of them all. Spent his whole life helping the underdog in the court. And he just went to pieces overnight. Why? He was haunted, you might say.
Particularly since I have in my possession a most damning piece of evidence. Piece of evidence. I was a barrister, so I think you'll agree that I have some knowledge of judicial procedure.
Excellent. In a word, excellent. Top draw, my boy. As devastating a closing argument as I've ever read. A summation worthy of me.
Thank you, sir.
When you read that in court tomorrow, you'll put a rope around that scoundrel's throat. A conviction without a corpus delicti. That happens twice in 100 years. Only twice, mark you.
I had some pretty powerful circumstantial evidence.
But no cadaver, my boy. No cadaver. It was a gloomy day for me when they assigned the office with this one. I'll tell you what I said. I'll let you into a secret. I told our chief clerk, oh, all right then. Let Lawrence handle it. Lawrence can sink with it. And Lawrence turns out to be a cracking genius. Now tell the chief clerk to make a copy of this, and I want everybody in the office to read it. Everybody. Top draw, my boy. Top draw.
The old man lets himself go, but he's never wrong. Not bad, Mr. Lawrence.
You may still call me Harvey for another couple of days.
No, not likely, sir. One must have the proper respect for a rising star. In fact, the toast is in order.
Careful, Bill.
Oh, everyone's gone?
No, not for me. I've got some work to do.
Success keeps you warm, eh? Well, let's hear it.
Hmm?
Let's hear this ruddy work of genius.
Well, I must admit I'd like you to hear it for suggestion. May it please your lordship and gentlemen of the jury, the prisoner in the dock, Frank Malone, is charged by the Crown with the murder of his wife, Sarah. His defense can be summed up in a single phrase. If indeed Frank Malone murdered his wife, where is her body? Once that which is right can be thwarted by that which is merely clever, the lights by which we live begin to lose their brilliance. Now, gentlemen of the jury, I have fulfilled my responsibility. You must fulfill yours. I'm afraid the office is closed. Who are you?
Well, since you asked me, I'll tell you. But you won't like it. I'm Sarah. I'm the dead lady. Only I'm not as dead as that.
I don't believe it.
Want to listen to my art? Oh, that Frankie's a bad one. Done enough harm for 10 men. But he didn't murder his Sarah, because I'm here.
There were blood stains all over the flat and all over him.
He beat me up, all right. Good and proper. Half killed me. But he was as tight as an owl. But he's done it before, sober too. So this time I was mad. Right, Frankie, you clot, I thought. This time you've done it. I'm off.
Why, sir, 773.
My, don't he look pale and haggard?
Let me speak to Inspector Clark, please. Oh. Well, when you contact him, ask him to ring Mr. Harvey Lawrence at the office. It's very important.
What you going to do about it, eh?
You'll have to sign a statement and appear in court tomorrow.
Not likely, love.
Why not?
What do you think Frankie'd do if he got hold of me? After I'd let him go through all this lot? You'd have a real murder on your hands. Bye.
Wait. How do I know you're his wife?
What?
You might be a girlfriend. Or somebody paid by Malone's friends. Shadow of a doubt, and the jury brings in a verdict of not guilty.
Well, you got the police description? Can I fit it?
Yes, got your description here. 5'3", blue eyes, 35.
29, if you don't mind.
Red hair.
Well?
Well, it could fit 1,000 women. If you want to save him, you'll have to testify.
Yeah. You're bound and determined to make him swing, aren't you?
I'm certain he killed his wife.
I'm his wife. I'm Sarah. I don't care what these blinking papers say. Look, I'll tell you something. He had a pet name for me. Something he used to call me when it was all right between us. Only him and me knows it. Ask him. Ask him when he's not expecting it. Catch him unawares. It was... Don't laugh. It was Ginger.
What sort of evidence is that?
Well, you said yourself it only needed a shadow of a doubt. Now, look, it's not as if it was his own counsel who's trying to save him. But it's you who wants him to hang. Now, that'll make the jury think twice. You know I'm Sarah, don't you?
No. I know no such thing.
Look. Look. Here's something I recognize. Here's a complaint I signed against him last year when he beat me up good and proper. I was in the hospital 3 weeks.
Sir?
Well, I signed it, didn't I? Isn't that the same handwriting? Isn't that the same handwriting? Tell Frankie not to look for me, because I'll be far away. And tell him I should have let him hang.
Yes. Harvey Lawrence. Oh, hello, Inspector. I just wanted to check over 1 or 2 points for tomorrow. Yes. Oh, yes, tomorrow is my big day, all right.
I can produce competent and reliable witnesses to prove that on this very day, I was on my way to a tailor's shop in Temple Lane to pick up my robes before taking the oath of office.
Well, here we are, sir.
Think I'll get away with it?
The Lord Chief Justice himself doesn't look one jot better, sir.
I'm the last person to sit in judgment on my fellow man.
If I may say so, sir, there isn't a person who won't be happy for you today. A gentleman who's spent his life defending poor people who are down on their luck. What time are you to be sworn in, sir?
2:30 this afternoon.
I'm not entirely satisfied with the collar. It hangs somewhat awkward. A pin here and here will make all the difference.
Oh, man. What's this? Is this the way you send out your bills? It's a bit sneaky. I'll have a devil of a job trying to pay you before the end of the month, I'm afraid.
I am Sarah Malone. Now, how in heaven's name did that get in there? One of our seamstresses has got a bit of a cheek, eh, sir? Private calling card, you might say. You don't have any Sarah Malone. Now then, a fraction of an inch will make all the difference in the world, so you'll see.
I'm Sarah. I'm the dead lady.
The car's here, your lordship. Sounds good, doesn't it? It's a limousine to drive you to the Lord Chamberlain's office. You can see it down there by the curb. Isn't it a smasher? What is it, sir? You look so sad. Anyone would think you were burying your best friend today instead of becoming a high mighty judge.
I suppose an occasion like this does make one feel rather moody.
You get into the car. I'll bring everything down.
Oh, I mustn't forget the Lord Chamberlain's notice.
Oh, it's over here, sir. Oh, isn't it a smashing looking envelope?
Yes, it is rather impressive, isn't it? Would you like to see it?
Yeah.
He didn't murder his Sarah, because I'm here.
Well?
I should say the ink's pure ultramarine. Not used at all anymore. Didn't hold up any too well. The watermark's from the Brinkley Mills. Very fine old company. Bombed out during the war, and that was the end of that.
I'm trying to work out if somebody's playing a practical joke on me. You know, trying to pull my leg.
Yes, sir?
Could such paper and ink be obtained nowadays? I mean, if somebody wanted to play a practical joke.
You might find a bit of Brinkley paper stock about, sir. But ultramarine blue? No. I haven't seen any of that in a donkey's age.
So there's no doubt that it's genuinely quite old?
No doubt whatever, sir.
But how is it possible?
Sir?
Thank you.
Determined to make him swing, aren't you?
Mr. Lawrence.
heavens, the calls I've had for you, sir. Weren't you supposed to be at the Lord Chamberlain's office at 2 this afternoon for the swearing-in ceremony, sir? Pardon me saying so, sir, but you don't look at all well. Should I phone for the doctor?
No. I'm all right.
Gosh. You sure you're all right, sir?
He had a pet name for me. Something he used to call me when it was all right between us. It was Ginger.
May it please your lordship and gentlemen of the jury, the prisoner in the dock is charged by the Crown with the murder of his wife, Sarah. In closing, let me affirm that justice must never be thwarted by mere legal cleverness.
Wait, please. Listen, here is further evidence to be considered.
Once that which is right
No.
can be thwarted.
No, wait, stop.
By
Wait,
that
please.
which is merely clever.
Listen to
the
me.
rights
Please,
by which
please,
we
listen
live
to me.
begin to lose their
Wait.
brightness.
Here
The
is further
verdict
evidence
is in
to be
your
considered.
hands. I have fulfilled my responsibility.
Your responsibility was to talk about that woman. It might have been his wife. The handwriting was the same.
I didn't do
No.
it. I didn't
Wait.
do it. I didn't do it.
I know you
Do
didn't.
you find the prisoner guilty or
I
not
have
guilty?
further evidence.
Guilty. And so
Wait!
you find the prisoner Frank Malone
No,
guilty
wait,
of murder?
wait. Please wait. You've not considered all the evidence. We should have continued to search for the woman. The trial could have been delayed.
Frank Malone, you have been found
No, my
guilty of
lord,
murder.
wait, please wait. Listen to me. I should have told you about the woman's visit. It was my duty.
And there you'll be hanged by the neck.
No, wait.
Until you
Please,
are dead.
wait. I implore you to wait.
Hanged
I
by the
didn't
neck.
do it.
Do you find the prisoner
Stop.
guilty
Do
or
it.
not guilty?
Guilty. And may the Lord have mercy on your soul.
And may the Lord have mercy upon my
I
So you
didn't
find
do
the prisoner
it.
Frank Malone
I
guilty
didn't
of
do
murder?
it.
We do
I
and may the
didn't
Lord
do
That
it.
is the verdict of you all.
I didn't
Me too.
do it.
And may the Lord have mercy on my soul. Lord, have mercy on my soul. And may the Lord have mercy on my soul.
The next morning, they found him right here. His hair had turned white overnight. A madman's fancy or a genuine exercise in the supernatural? Well, perhaps a little of both. We did all the investigating that was possible. The porter and the cleaning woman are both dead. The man from the stationer's vaguely recalls something about a visit. But the tailor recalls the scrap of paper quite well and is certain that he threw it into the trash bin. All the rest is speculation, except this. It's a newspaper dated April the 12th, 1924, in which the hanging of Frank Malone is reported in every sorry detail, including this. And as the trap was sprung, the last words Malone spoke were goodbye, Ginger. Is the old man mad? Well, those who are experts in such matters say no, not legally. But that's all they will say. About his story, they simply shrug their shoulders. If you ever come to London, you will certainly visit Hyde Park. near Speaker's Corner. Mr. Lawrence may still be there. If he is, listen to his impossible confession. Judge for yourself.
This member of the mushroom family, this fungus, is for the moment known only as X. It was discovered barely weeks ago growing in a remote rainforest. Science has not yet given it a name, for science knows scarcely anything about it. But it is felt that X might have one remarkable quality, that it stimulates extrasensory perception, enabling the mind to become telepathic and clairvoyant. Now, that's a rather large claim. Is it true or false? The answer to that question took us on a unique and distant journey. We're in Mexico, thousands of miles from our Hollywood sound stages in a place called Mitla, on the very edge of civilization. There are no actors, there's no script. For this psychic report can only be recorded at the moment it happens. Here in the plaza of the kings of Zapotec, here in the antiquity of Mexico, we begin a search whose ending, at this very moment of filming, we do not know. We are searching for something far older than these ruins, which, if found, could hurtle an ordinary man infinitely beyond his five senses. And now the first step beyond. The first step is a faltering one. We wait day after day for perfect flying weather. For the only way to reach our goal, the inaccessible village of Juquila, is by light plane over trackless mountains. Has he come back yet?
No.
Well, keep your fingers crossed. This lovely hacienda at the foot of the Dombac Mountains has been here a little longer than we have, but not much. From here, weather permitting, our chartered plane will fly us to a remote mountain village to look for, of all things, a mushroom. But a very strange mushroom indeed, with powers beyond belief. And here are the mushroom hunters, as improbable a group as you will find anywhere. For instance, this is Dr. Barbara Brown, brilliant neuropharmacologist of the University of California at Los Angeles. With her is David Gray, one of the last kahunas of Hawaii, a spiritual leader whose line goes back 900 years and whose quest for knowledge beyond the world of materialism has led him everywhere in the world. And now here, and here, with friend, is Jeffrey Smith, a distinguished professor of philosophy and humanities at Stanford University. And now, and mighty important, is our translator, William Upson, a missionary who has lived among the people of our remote village for the last 9 years, and the only man in the world who speaks their language.
The pilot says he'll be ready soon, John.
And last, our forever optimistic, Dr. Andrei Puharish, who wrote the astounding book, The Sacred Mushroom. Dr. Puharish's book brought us here in the first place, and in it, he explains how the mushroom seems to have an incredible effect on the power of extrasensory perception.
Incredible is the word. We're here for some very specific purposes. We want to know why these people here in Mexico have kept this rite so secret for so many centuries. But I would say that our prime mission is to explore and examine the biochemicals present in these new mushrooms and find out if they can be of any benefit in this problem of mental disease.
What Dr. Paharish hasn't told you, it is not all as simple as it sounds. The last time he was here, looking for the mushroom, a man was shot.
And shot at.
And another man was driven out of his mind.
For a while?
El piloto dice que ya. In English, dice que ya means the pilot said, now. The shadows of our two small planes fall on rainforests which hide villages where the 20th century does not exist. And that's the landing strip, chopped by hand out of a mountainside. Missionaries can bring the word of God to this lost world. As we approach, the pilot warns us to grab hold of something and hang on. A sudden gust of wind could smash us against the mountain or plunge us into the abyss below. At last, we are in the village of Hukila, slogging through mud. Each of us with an odd sense that all the clocks have stopped ticking. We've brought television cameras to people who've never even heard of radio, who've never seen a telephone, an electric light, who've never heard of aspirin, let alone penicillin. But perhaps the sacred mushroom has given them a psychic insight far beyond our deepest explorations. It breaks up to go about its various investigations. Dr. Brown and a missionary nurse named Dean Duggan go looking for the mushroom, guarded by armed soldiers because in the past months, shots have been fired, machetes have been flashed, and mushroom hunters who came before us have been murdered. Dr. Paharish and missionary Upson begin searching the town for a brujo, a priest of the mushroom cult. But everywhere they go, an iron curtain of silence comes clanging down. Amid much shaking of the head and wagging of the finger, everyone emphatically denies the existence of a mushroom cult. And it is made very clear that if this is why we have come to Hukila, we are not welcome. Our search seems hopeless until Dr. Paharish gets an idea that might help us push open an ancient door. Bill Upson is sent through the village announcing that a free medical clinic is open to one and all. Within minutes, the first patient appears. A little Chitino Indian with a lot of aches and a lot of pains. And then they come in droves. All of them humble. All of them hopeful. All of them grateful. Finally, the mother of a child whom Dr. Paharish has treated timidly suggests that she might help. Kindness and a bottle of vitamins have worked a magic of their own. Sometime tonight, we will have a visitor. Thanks to the help of the sick child's mother, secret arrangements are made, and we are guided to this hidden place to wait. But it is almost midnight before the brujo appears. He has practiced the secret and all but forbidden rites of the sacred mushroom for decades. Rites passed on from father to son for perhaps 4,000 years. But of course, he has never performed before such an audience or a camera. Our scientists have prepared test questions to evaluate the brujo's extrasensory perception. But he insists on one condition. To achieve spiritual union, they also must eat the mushroom. However, in the interest of detached scientific observation, he agrees that Dr. Brown does not have to take the mushroom. The rites begin. A strangely aromatic root is burned. Inhaled. The brujo murmurs incantations in Chitina, a language unknown anywhere else on this earth. As our group waits for the mushroom to take effect, Bill Upson questions the brujo. Because of the circumstances, the sound is, of course, far from perfect.
I just asked him when we would see something, when something would happen. And he held up his hand to indicate that he didn't want to talk at this particular time.
And then silence again as we wait. And then, oddly enough, the first sound we hear as the chemical in the mushroom takes effect is laughter. The Brujo has just told of an amusing moment from Bill's childhood in Indiana. Indiana, a place the Brujo does not even know exists. Now, each of the group tests the extrasensory powers of the Brujo. Sometimes he is accurate, sometimes he is not.
Well, to brighten the eyes, the holy rabbit will brighten the eyes. Huh? Oh, it's perfect. This means clairvoyance, right? Clairvoyance.
The following is one moment when he is startlingly correct. Suddenly he turns to Dr. Brown, whom of course he has never seen or heard of before.
Very good. No, but I like to eat it. To eat my butt. You're still sick. You're sick in the chest. Your heart. Your heart is sick. Can you ask more specific? No, let's try to get it. Heart rate.
Without a moment's hesitation, he has accurately diagnosed a personal illness that only Dr. Brown knows about. Our next experience with the Brujo and the sacred mushroom comes quickly and unexpectedly. And this time it has nothing to do with scientific investigation. Since it is now common knowledge that we have already witnessed the rite, we are allowed to come along to see a second priest at work, a man named Macedonia, who agreed to take the mushroom and listen to the villagers' problem.
He said his burro was stolen, and he wants to know where to find it.
In this village of Huquila, the theft of a burro, a man's most important possession, his donkey, is second only to murder.
He said 3 men are involved.
Macedonia hardly paused a moment before he named the thieves.
Gustavo said he was going to take the 3 of them to jail tomorrow. But Don Macedonia warned him not to go near the house of Juan and Pedro because they would kill him, but to look for it in the house of Jose.
We go with the villager through a valley, across fields, past other villages to the exact spot where Macedonia said the burro would be. And here indeed it is, its identifying brand clearly marked on the burro's flank. Now perhaps we can understand, more or less, why for 4,000 years, and from one civilization to the next, the sacred mushroom has endured. We have been given a practical demonstration of how it works in the daily lives of this primitive people. 3 weeks have passed, and we're a long way from our remote mountain village of Huquila in Mexico. We're also a long way from the secret rites of the sacred mushroom cult. But our search for the truth about the mushroom, that is, the truth as we understand it, is far from over. These men are our technical crew who have come with me from Los Angeles to help us continue our search. We've come to the home and laboratory of Dr. Andre Pujarich in Northern California. For me, personally, this next step beyond may be a rather large one. This is part of the laboratory and study of Dr. Pujarich. Here among his solid and sound books of orthodox medicine, there are also other books. They are written in French, in Spanish, in English. Here's one that says, Mushrooms, Russia, and History. They're written in Syrian, Japanese, all the languages of the world. And they're all concerned with one thing, the same thing, the riddle of the sacred mushroom. Now, when we were in Mexico, the Brujo who discovered the stolen burro might have been coincidence. And the other Brujo who told Dr. Barbara Brown about her past illness might have made a wild guess. But today, we should be able to prove the case for or against the mushroom, the sacred mushroom, with quite a lot more accuracy.
All set now, John.
Are those the mushrooms you brought back from Mexico?
Yes.
Andre, how many people have you tested since you've been back?
You'll be number 26.
What about the results?
encouraging. The average of the group as a whole, and the series is quite small, you understand, shows evidence for extrasensory perception after taking the mushrooms.
Well, I'm ready. That is, I'm as ready as I'm ever going to be.
Well, not quite yet. We have to do some control tests first to see if you have any ESP before you take the mushroom.
Oh, I see.
And these will be done with cards, pictures, and books.
I see.
Now, you just sit still there.
Who knows, I might turn to be a great big psychic without anybody's help from anything, huh? Mushrooms? Where are you?
I'll be with you. Oh, excuse me. Now, John, you take your left hand and bring it in here on this first block. There's a row of 10 blocks by you. You bring your right hand over, and you scan this far row, and you remain sensitive to any impressions, and when you think you're over the card that matches the one your left hand is on, you pick it up and move it opposite that card.
I see. It's like tall buildings in Chicago or New York or something like that. Well, what I do? Tall buildings in Chicago. That's not well. How'd I do with the rest of the
Well, got your scores added up. On this test, you got 5 hits out of 50. On the book test here, you got 1 out of 16, and you got nothing on the pictures. This is a chance score and shows.
That shows that despite 3 years with our show, I have what they would call practically no extrasensory perception at all.
That's what the test.
Well, what do we do now?
Now to eat the mushroom.
All right, I'm ready. Maybe that'll improve me. Which ones are we going to eat? You have so many here, Andre. Which one is mine?
These are for you. These are. Chew them well when you ingest. Not bad, are they?
Tastes just like mushrooms.
And one more for you.
Oh, dry. All right. What now?
Now we'll lie you down on the bed.
What for?
We'll do some physical testing before the effects of the mushroom take hold.
Like what? Like what effects?
You'll find out. Well, it's been about 20 minutes since you had the mushroom, John. How do you feel?
Fine. I feel strong. Sort of. You know, it's kind of hard to... strong. A sense of... kind of a sense of well-being. Is that...
Yes. Some people feel that way. Let's try something. I want you to stand right up here in front of this light.
Yeah.
Yes, close your eyes and tell me what you see. Lower your head a little bit. A little more. Now.
Oh, I see it. Now I see it. I see so many things I can't tell you. Can't you slow it?
Slow it?
Now I see but I see so many colors that are... Go...
Are they pretty?
In geometric signs that now it's like great things. They're magnificent, is what they are. They're magnificent. I have never been so aware of color. It makes me quite dizzy. I feel like I would like to dive into the middle of it.
Well, we'll try the card test again.
Now.
All right, same way. Start with your left hand and try to find the one in this row.
very distinct impression of like the dunes of a desert or like half hoops one way behind the other.
That's pretty close, John. Want to try another one?
Please. It has a great deal of, it has something, a power, like noise. I don't know how to translate that into a picture. It seems to have that noise and speed. It's like there's a face looking this way and another face is looking up that way.
That's pretty good. Would you like to take a look and see what it's like? Amazing, isn't it?
Holy mackerel, that really is. Andre, before you tell me anything about the score, let me tell you something. That I did feel something sort of profound. When touching the pictures, touching the cards, I felt something. I don't know how I did, but the sensation.
Well, John, I can tell you it wasn't a delusion on your part because your card scores were 12 hits out of 50, which are significant for ESP. You got 3 out of 16 of the page numbers on the book. And, of course, most intriguing of all was your work with the pictures. You got 6 adequate descriptions out of 8 pictures.
It's a marvelous sensation. You know, Andre, I think I understand a little why for so many centuries they have called this mushroom sacred. Now our mushroom hunters are reassembled here in our studio. Dr. Brown, was our search worth it?
Yes, I think so. The chemicals in the mushrooms, I think, will offer us another tool by which we can explore the mechanisms and the capabilities of the mind of man, and that's both sensory and extrasensory.
What about you, Professor Smith?
Well, John, the more I experience of life in its ordinary and extraordinary aspects, the more I feel like a wide-eyed child reaching for knowledge and life. As for the mushroom, it took me out into worlds I didn't believe existed, far beyond ordinary perception. And yet, even today, they're as real and as important to my everyday life as anything I've experienced.
Dr. Puharish?
During our stay in Hukila, I witnessed quite a number of cases of extrasensory perception by the Brujos, some of which we could not film, as you know, John. These, in addition to the ones we did film, and the work which we have done since our return, convinces me that the mushroom contains a chemical which is most promising for the further investigation of extrasensory perception.
When this program began, the question was, were the claims for the mushroom true or false? Well, for those of us who made the journey, the answer is true.
Like you crave that corn when it's freshly bobbed. You gotta beat it to the box with the butter on the top. Get with it, man. Start strolling down to the sweets that you're rolling, the best in town. Our candy's real gone, if I'm understood. To all you squares, that means the confection is positively delicious. Cork that stuff. Give me 5. Let me send you into this nutty jive. Go, man, go. It ain't very far. Shake it on down to this cool snack bar. Come on, Jill. Give us a treat. A friendly pepper-upper with a tasty beat.
Drink Dr. Pepper, Dr. Pepper, 'cause it never lets you down.
Frosty, man, frosty.
In his 16 years as a salesman for Unitex Products Incorporated, Ray Markey has traveled almost 500,000 miles over every kind of road. But he has never been on this road before. And though it seems no different from the others, it is different. What makes it different began 7 years ago. Family only a day ago. Yesterday, their son and brother was killed. Today, he was buried. He was 12. His name was Paul. Now, some say that there is no return from the grave. That death is absolute, final. And yet, there are so many authenticated reports of how that seemingly impenetrable barrier has been pierced. That barrier between this world and the next. Even if only for a moment.
That's enough crying. Enough! Sally, I never hit you before because I never believed in striking a girl.
No.
You stay out of this.
You don't hurt her now. There's been enough hurt. She's as much a child as he was, and she's all we got left now.
Because of her. The boy would be in this house now, eating at table with us, alive and happy if it wasn't for her.
It's only the grief. Otherwise, you wouldn't be talking like that. You got as much love for the one as for the other.
I hate her.
You don't know what you're saying.
I hate her.
No! It's the first time you ever laid hand to me. I want you to do nothing more now. You just take time to get a hold of yourself. You ain't alone in your feelings, you know. That's what I'm feeling, too. He was my son, too. And he was her brother. And if your eyes wasn't shut with pain, you'd see what it is she's going through without your touching her. You've got no call to hit her and rail at her and make her feel meaner than she does. You ought to soothe her now and give her some of your strength. That's what you ought to do. You've got no cause to be so unjust.
I wish he was dead, too. Then there'd be justice.
You know, he don't know what he's saying. He's just not himself now. Sally? Sally? Wasn't you going to say a word? He ain't going to stay like he is, you know. He's just not himself right now.
I heard him say it. He don't want me here no more.
Oh, he's like a man raving with fever out of his mind. You can't hold it against him.
He said he wished me to be dead.
It's just words out of his mouth. You can't hold it against him. This here's your home. Don't you go away out of it.
I ain't wanting to go away. But I ain't going to stay either, though he knows it wasn't my fault Paul's gone.
I know it. Ain't that enough?
No, it ain't. You know it ain't.
I'm asking you to stay, Sally. I'm asking you for me and for him both.
If he asked me to stay, I would. Paul? I searched into my conscience, and Paul ain't dead on account of me. Paul, don't send me away into nothing. You just got to say one word, Paul. I'll stay out of your sight, and I'll speak low so you won't ever hear my voice. And afterwards, no matter how it hurts, I'll tell you it over, every second at a time, till you understand and know just exactly what happened and the way it happened.
Where did you have in mind to go?
I'm going to take the bus somewhere.
Where will you be? Will you write me?
It'll be like I was dead, just like he wants.
Supposing I want to reach you.
You put an ad in the newspaper letting me know. I'll call if you need me.
Will you look to see it?
I'll look. Every day. I got to go now, otherwise I'll miss the bus.
You take good care of yourself, you hear? You watch yourself. Telephoned into the newspaper today. I told them to put it in that we want Sally to come home. I told them to put it in that her father needs her. Now, that's the truth. Whatever else you say, that's the truth.
All right? If that's what you want.
Should be up pretty soon. We've got no time to be reading the paper.
Long distance, please. I want to make a call to Tinsville, to Mr. or Mrs. Ellis, 645 ring 3.
you.
Mama, did Papa put that ad in too, or was it just you?
Sally, we want you to come home.
I gotta hear Papa say it himself, Mama. I gotta hear it out of his own mouth.
Now, you wait, you hear? Don't go away. He's waiting right here to talk to you.
She wants to hear it out of your own mouth.
Sally?
Papa?
I want you to come home. Please.
I'm coming home now, Papa. I got to go now. Can I please have my salary that's coming to me?
Well, you mean you're going to walk out on me just like this in the middle of the night?
I have to go back home now.
Well, where do you suppose I can get somebody to wait counter this time of night?
I'm sorry. I genuinely am sorry, but can I please have my salary that's coming to me?
Payday's Friday. You got 3 more days.
I need that money for bus fare.
You come back Friday like I say.
That's my money. I earned it.
Well, I ain't saying you won't get it. I'm saying come back Friday.
I can't wait that long. I gotta go back home now. I ain't got any other money. That's my bus fare.
You're all the same. You come in here nice as you please, butter won't melt in your mouth. You gotta have a job so bad and I help you, and then you got no more thought to me than I was a piece of garbage.
Please, Mr. Casey, I just gotta go home.
You walk out of here now. I got the 11 o'clock rush coming up. What am I supposed to do? Wait counter and take cash at the same time? No, sir. You come back Friday, that's all.
Don't you worry, just the same. I'll get home. Mister, are you going back towards Jensville? I've used up all my money, otherwise I'd take the bus. I just gotta get home.
Well, I'm going as far as Parsons Corners.
That'd take you right close to my house. You just drop me off beside the road, and I can throw a stone from the road to my house.
Well, all right. Get in.
Inside.
Coffee?
You know, you're just sitting here, and it's like this was the only place alive in the whole world. Nothing outside but the black night passing you by. Kind of like those headlamps with making a tunnel in the night for us to go through. Going home. I never thought to be going home again, to tell the truth. What day is it?
Tuesday.
5 days ago, then. No more than that. Seems longer. Every day, creeping along like a sick animal, moving, but not the way they ought. Last Friday, I got up in the morning, and the sun was real clear. You know how the light is sometimes kind of like you can hardly see through it? Not last Friday. Last Friday, you could see through the morning clear to the mountains. I got up out of bed and I said to my mama, Mama, I'm going down to the lake. My little brother Paul said he wanted to come too. I didn't really want to take him with me. I wanted to be by myself. I wanted to be selfish with my own thoughts. My mama said, you take your brother along or you don't go. He stuck his tongue out at me. And I hated him. I walked out of the house without looking behind me to even see was he there. We passed by the field where my father was working. My father called out to me, "You look after your brother, you hear?" The minute we got out of sight, I run off. Paul came behind me, running as fast as he could, but I always could run faster than him. I hid behind a rock, never said a word when he went by calling my name. Afterwards, I went down by the edge of the lake to sit there by myself. In a little while, I seen my brother Paul out there on the lake in an old canoe belonging to Mr. Lawrence. He waved to me. I made out I never even seen him. He stood up in the canoe to show off for me. It turned over. He never could swim. I swum out to him, but they never got him back till they dragged the lake. It was my fault, and it wasn't my fault.
Well, you ought not to blame yourself for what happened. A thing like that could spoil your whole life.
We'll be home soon enough now. Just round this next curve and a little piece more. It'll be all right again. As soon as my papa puts his arms around me and I know he feels all right about me again. Around the curve. Postbox. Ellis. They're waiting.
Mister, I don't want to scare you now, sir, but there's a girl out in my car. I picked her up along the road. Now, I don't want to scare you, sir, but she's hurt. She's hurt very bad. Very bad, sir.
I guess you better come in, mister.
You didn't hear me. I said there's a girl.
I heard you. It's a bad, wet night. You better come in and have a cup of coffee.
Ma'am, I can't seem to get your husband to understand. Is your name Ellis?
Yes, it is.
You better put some coffee on.
How many times do I have to say there's a girl that's dying out in my car? What's the matter with you? Look, I don't know what you people think you're trying to do, and right now I don't care. All right, I'm not going to bring her into the house. I'm going to take her to a doctor or a hospital or someplace where the people are at least human.
Go with him.
on back to the house.
She was in my car.
Come on. Come on.
I saw her. She was in my car. I picked her up along the road. I carried her. Here, in my arms.
Sit down.
I would have been killed if I hadn't stopped for her. She was in my car.
7 years ago, our daughter was coming home. There was an accident. The man who was driving the truck that she was in was killed instantly. But somehow, as seriously injured as she was, my daughter kept coming home. And somehow, she managed to walk almost 3 miles from that wrecked truck before she dropped to the ground and died.
She came very close. Very close.
Every year she tries again. You're the 7th person to have picked her up out there where she finally fell. Even the bus drivers have stopped for her. Twice now.
It was kind of you. So many of them just pass her by. It was kind of you to stop for her.
She's always gone when we go out to the car to see.
I wish there was some way not to leave her alone in the car when whoever's bringing her back comes to the door. I wish next time they'd bring her all the way home.
If you see Sally, bring her all the way home. Come. You'll witness things strange, unexpected, mysterious, but not to be denied. Join me now and take one step beyond. These columns, centuries old, are almost as ancient as Mexico City itself. Our search for the true story of a ghost has brought us here to the great capital of Mexico. And this historic monastery, now a school. What's more, there is a man yet alive who lived a century in one night within these very walls. You will meet him as soon as you have seen his terrifying experience.
Abuelita, it's getting late. Vámonos. Santa will be here in un momentito. There is plenty of time. He's just seeing that the other gates are locked. What happens if we had to stay here all night? Don't you say such a thing. Anda, go help your abuelo. Anda, listo, niño. Help! Auxilio! Abuelita, auxilio!
Take a little tequila, it will give you strength. I fainted, eh? You see. Jorge frightened you even more than you frightened him. Where am I now? In el convento. Let's go. No, senor. No. A hospital is what you need.
No.
Maria, go for the authorities.
No.
But you should be taken care of, senor.
Por favor. Just give me a moment, and I'll be able to leave on my own.
I'm afraid. Calla.
Take the child and go.
¿Y tú?
I will join you at Emilio's muy pronto.
No, I won't go without you. He should be in the hospital.
But he does not want a hospital.
If you'll give me just a few moments' rest.
Abuelita, tengo miedo.
Afraid? Of me, niño?
No, senor, not of you, no. Take the child to the wagon and wait for me.
Oh.
Va.
Not too long, eh, Carlos?
No, not too long.
Yeah, vamos.
If not me, who is the child afraid of?
I'll go find some food for you in the kitchen.
Carlos, it's 8 o'clock.
You tried to get up and almost fainted again.
Shouldn't we call the authorities?
Yes. You are about to become a very popular man, senor.
For what reason, amigo?
You will get your name in all the newspapers. You will make a lot of pesos.
Why?
I am Dr. Pino Atl.
Who?
Such is fame, eh?
I'm sorry, senor, but we live a simple life here.
I was very close to the Presidente.
The one they killed?
The one they killed.
But to have been a friend of his, is that a crime?
The new government believes I was too much a friend. They put me in prison. I escaped for a while.
Ay, Carlos, por amor de Dios, vámonos de aquí.
Maria, the gentleman is going to spend the night here.
¿Qué?
He will stay with him.
Pero estás loco, Carlos, tú estás loco.
He's going to be all right.
No, it's dark already.
Go to Emilio's. You don't think I believe in those stupid stories?
Oh, but can't he go to the hospital? Oh, senor, I plead with you. See, my husband, he is not well. You see his arm? He has paralysis. Oh, please, senor, he cannot stay in this place tonight.
But why?
Do not ask her why. She will fill your head with foolishness. Aye, why are women such superstitious fools? She will tell you that the convent is haunted, that this is the night that the ghost wanders around.
The ghost?
Yes, everybody will tell you this is so.
All women will tell you.
No.
Now go and take the child with you.
No.
I order this.
Oh, bien, vámonos, Jorge, vámonos.
But she actually believes it. She was terrified. A ghost? Oh, my. And coming back right on schedule. Like in all the terrifying children's stories, eh?
No, senor. It's not a children's story. Senor, this is not the result of a children's story.
How did this get here?
At this time, last year, a soldier was quartered here. He was alone in here. He screamed. We came. He said a terrific force had pushed him up against the wall. Then we found this.
It must be
Some trick? But who would play such a trick?
But this is the hand of a giant.
Yes.
You do not believe this?
I don't know. I'm not sure. This was once an Aztec shrine. 2 days a year, terrible brave days in their calendar. Slaves were put to death here. It is said this is one such day. An old man can be as silly as an old woman, senor. But you think this is all foolishness. Yet everyone in this neighborhood believes in this ghost, this specter. It is said that he was an Indian warrior whom the Aztec king sacrificed in the fullness of his youth and power. It is said that he was 7 feet tall.
If that is his hand, then he must have been.
See? You are amused at me, eh, senor?
I'm afraid I was born a skeptic, muy buen amigo. Hey, look about us, my dear benefactor. Huh? It is time now for his appearance. But where is he? This Aztec giant who chants and thrusts his hands against walls. Where is he?
A man from the market outside El Convento came to the prison. He said, there is a man lurking about suspiciously, hiding. Somehow, he looks like the pictures of this Dr. Atl I saw in the papers. Oh. The man must have been blind. How could this be my late prisoner? How could this be Dr. Atl? Dr. Atl is a man of magnificent appearance. His face is always clean-shaven. He is a great artist, a profound philosopher, a confidante of presidents. Poor stinking wretch. How can you be Dr. Atl? How? How? It hurts. My head has been hurting for 5 days. Who helped you escape? No one. We shall see about no one. Out that gate and into the car of the curve.
What are you going to do with him?
Feed him to the pigeons in the square. Why? Who are you?
He is only the porter here. He did not know who I was.
Let him talk for himself.
Did you feel that?
Cold wind.
A cold wind on a windless night.
¿Qué pasa?
Oh. Oh. Caramba.
Sit down. Sit down, Doctor. Dr.
You are an exceedingly intelligent man. But there comes a time when even an intelligent man has to cease being ridiculous.
Porter regains consciousness, he will tell you.
That a ghost killed Captain Alvarez.
I did not say a ghost. You said it. I said he was killed by someone or something unseen. I have said this 10,000 times since they have brought me here.
You're a man whose luck has really run down. The new regime would not have treated you so badly. You have good friends with the new presidente. Even now they point out that you were merely trying to bring peace between the factions. So I was. But when you kill a public official, that is a different matter.
I did not kill him. The porter will tell you.
The porter will not tell me. He cannot. He died 10 minutes ago. So, Dr. Otto.
He would have told you the truth.
How safe you are in saying that now.
I did not kill him.
How strong you become when you get angry. Would you like to hear the surgeon's report? Fracture of left mandible, fracture of maxilla, fracture of temporal bones, gross abrasions on left side of neck, multiple fractures of clavicle.
How could I have done that? Eh?
The captain lies dead in the basement morgue.
Have you seen the body?
Isn't the report enough?
It's too much. That's the point. If you will go and see the body, you will see that I could not have done it.
Will you see the body with me?
Yes.
Muy bien.
Vamos. Vamos.
Captain Alvarez's widow claimed the body early this morning.
Where was it taken?
Apparently, the captain was not a religious man.
Still, the body could not have been buried so quickly.
No, he was not buried.
Where can we see the body?
But you cannot. The captain was cremated about 4 hours ago.
You are quite correct, sir. My luck has run down.
Perhaps not. Salte. I must admit, Dr. Atl, I was deeply impressed. I was angry before because I thought it was another fraud. You know, an insult to my intelligence. Now I think that you actually believe the story.
I do.
Isn't the mind absolutely remarkable? And yet, it is so understandable. A man like you would find violence utterly repugnant. Naturally, your whole personality would reject it. The porter and the other obviously told you about this specter, this phantom, huh? Did you not find it utterly ridiculous at the time?
At the time?
Ah. But it was planted in your mind. And look how your mind has used it. Why, you have managed to absolutely blot out the whole truth with this fable. Of course, Doctor. You killed Captain Alvarez.
No.
Oh, come now, Doctor. Surely you do not believe in phantoms any more than I do.
But I saw something. Of course you did. Of course you saw something. Your mind created something to shield you from this act of violence, which is so against your nature. You have heard of such things. But this was different. Every time it happens, the person always says, yes, but this was different. Come now, my friend. It is not so bad. I'm sure our office would consider a plea of temporary derangement. Frankly speaking, this Captain Alvarez was somewhat of a sadist. But a man of your stature, your intellect, would be treated gently. My head is buzzing.
What are you doing?
Gomez wants to borrow it just for an hour, and since I'm about to go off duty anyhow.
Gomez.
Senora Alvarez is paying him 300 pesos, so he wants it to be perfect.
And how much is the vulture paying you?
Nothing, sir. I assure you...
You assure me? Get out. Go on. 300 pesos. The vulture. Well, now, Dr. Otto, let us seriously consider how it must have happened.
I did not do it. I cannot make myself believe something that is not true.
But it is true.
No, I did not touch him.
You didn't touch him. We will go to Gomez. Come, Dr. Otto. Come, you poor innocent man. You gran intellectual. Come!
Gomez, I brought this gentleman along to show him what you are doing for Captain Alvarez's widow.
But it's not ready. There's much work yet to be done.
Show us what you have.
But, Colonel, it's impossible.
Muy bien. You are barred from entering any public building under my authority or dealing with any of my men.
No, por favor.
Show us what you have.
I suppose it must be dry by now. Though I would like to wait a few more minutes.
Now. Gomez is also a very fine artist, Dr. Otto. He does very well making death masks for grieving orphans and widows.
You see why I needed the photograph? Why I didn't want you to see it just yet? That's the trouble with working with plaster of Paris. It picks up everything, even hair. But of course, with the dead, it's more difficult. The flesh does not spring back into place. Look what the murdered hand did. Did you ever see such marks? But I assure you will be first rate when I deliver it to the senora. What fingers this brute must have had. Look here. And here. This strangler, Coronel Ferrero, what kind of a creature was he? He must have been a giant. What kind of a creature was he, Ferrero?
What kind of a creature was he? Well, all we can say is that the man who was there when all this happened 40 years ago is here with us now. We are indeed honored by the presence of perhaps one of Mexico's most distinguished living artists, philosophers,
and critic, Dr. Adel. Doctor, for the purposes of dramatization and condensation, you allowed us certain liberties with your incredible story. But the psychic occurrence, that happened exactly as reenacted. Isn't that so?
Yes, in 1920, in the courtyard of El Convento de la Merced.
El Convento de la Merced is the convent that we photographed in the first part of the picture.
I saw an officer strangled to death by someone or something not visible to the eye.
The officer was strangled by someone or something not to be seen by the eye. It's an incredible story, Doctor. And you were saved from a murder charge by the use of a plaster of Paris cast, similar to this one, taken of the dead man. No?
That's correct. For the marks on the throat could only have been made by a giant. And plainly, I am far from that.
Doctor, show me exactly how you put your hand on the throat to defend yourself. My word, is that incredible. How small your hand is compared to this hand of the giant, huh? Dr. Adel, how close were you to whatever happened?
As close I am to you, and I see you quite clearly.
Thank you, Doctor. Explain it? We cannot. All we can say is that it happened, and to that man. Why was El Convento de la Merced haunted by that specter? Could it be that among all those millions sacrificed savagely throughout bloody history, something remains here on Earth? A troubled shadow to remind the living that injustice has been done? I wonder.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.